You could say, okay, if you was to reword and say...
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll own it, but it needs to make sense.
You could reword it to the sense where, like you're saying, it's based upon as to how we perceive the biological reality of it, or the biological aspects of it.
I mean, but then it's like...
But Envy, race is not based on biology.
We identify men on what we perceive, right? But then we say it's perception reality. No, it's not. So I might perceive somebody to be, I don't know, black or Asian, but I could be wrong. But what I'm saying is we are observing a biological organism in front of us, and we are identifying their race.
Yeah, that's why I said I understood.
You could say there's like a biological foundation to something like ethnic.
That's what I said.
But no, I'm saying you could say there's like a biological foundation to ethnic. If you wanted to say that, like, I'd agree with you on that basis. But like if we're gonna say race,
okay, so why when I said to Titan, I said to him, "What race are you?" He said, "I'm black."
Yeah,
What? Okay, so why are you a part of the black race?
Because
of my melanin.
No, because that's how the society has classified me.
I've had this conversation with Titan several times. I always told Titan isn't black. He just believes himself to be black.
Exactly. Because of the society has classified me as such. Because of perception.
You also classify yourself.
Let me just put it this way, right? When someone says I am black, right? It's the same thing I said to Titan. When someone says I am black, they're not just merely stating a physical descriptive. When someone says I am black, they're saying I believe myself to be associated with a particular cultural, social, and a historical group within society. Which is why I say...
That means other people can identify into it.
But this is my point. This is why I say I think transracialism is more valid than transgenderism. That's always been my argument.
Yeah, because Michael,
because race...
with Rachel Dolezal, right?
For example, race... you could say that race is more fluid than gender. Because gender...
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Because gender does have a biological foundation, right? We can all agree, even as much as Titan and... might disagree that trans women are men, they will both agree that gender is based upon... without SMEX, gender cannot possibly exist, right? That's the biological foundation. However, what could be realistic?
But then I would argue without different, like, ethnic groups, would race exist?
Wait, but this is the thing. Like, we could say that ethnicity doesn't necessarily dictate race. You could say it influences, but it doesn't dictate.
And there's a big distinction between ethnicity and race. So
let Marty go.
I agree with Phil because I have friends from all over different countries in Africa, and they don't identify themselves as black. They'll say they're Kenyan, they're South African, they're Somalian. They will say the specific country they're from. They never refer to themselves as black. It's only in Western society do we refer to people with melanin skin as black.
So, but Envy, do you still believe that race has a biological basis?
I need to think on it a little bit more. I need to think on it just a little bit more.
Could you tell me what universally makes someone black? Universally.
See, I don't know. Like, I get what you mean, Pil, and I see what you're saying, but we usually identify. We say black people, white people, brown people, right?
No, I wouldn't recognize brown as a race.
Say that?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say brown's a race. Like, you could say, like, when you're using black, white, and brown in this sense, you're trying to make a physical descriptive, but I wouldn't recognize brown.
Yeah, that's what I assumed you was a part of.
No, I completely get it, because I used to think the same way. I only, like, delved into this, like, the past few months, realistically.
Yeah, because how old, like, you don't have to tell me your exact, but how old are you?
Me, I'm 20. I just turned 20 in June.
See, I think I was taught something different, because gender to me, when I was young, we were taught that, I can't say it's M and F, right? And these are the things, like, when... So obviously things are changing, but I need to think about it a little bit more. Hold on.
And Michael, I was going to say, Elijah was going to say, if you can self-ID, then that would mean that you would have to...
Okay, very quickly. I'm so sorry, Marty. It says here, very quickly, it says here, race is a social construct used to categorize people. And you're right, Elijah, yeah?
Titan.
But then it says, based on physical traits like skin color.
Yeah, but there's no biological basis for race.
That's my point. That's what
there's no biological basis for race.
Those physical traits.
Yeah, but okay, but it's still based.
It's not there's no biological basis for race, Envy.
Wait, can I
It
give...
says it right here.
Okay, so Elijah, if there's no biological basis for people having melanin in their skin, then that would mean Rachel Dolezal, because she self-IDs herself as black woman.
Yes.
She is, even though she's a white. And
I mean, okay,
so you would validate. So hold on. I just want to make this very, very clear. You as a black man, you earlier in the live earlier said you were a black man, right, Ellipses? So if you're a black man, then that means that you're okay with blackface. Because that's what Rachel Dolezal did. She changed the melanin of her skin, identified herself as a BLK woman, changed her documentation. So that means that blackface is no longer a bad thing.
And again, when we're talking about...
I think I'm starting to get
Can I
it.
respond to that? So, like, I would actually say, like, yes, that's also another example how you could say that, yes, it's social, because she was accepted into, like, black groups. I think she was, like, accepted into, like, the NAACP, something like that.
Yeah, until they found out she was white.
Yes, because she did present, and they saw her as a black woman, and she phenotypically made herself look as though she was a black woman, which you could see how it's, like,
Exactly, and the second that perception was taken away and the reality that she's a Caucasian woman came out, she was dispelled from all those organizations.
Because again, when we're talking
self-ID yourself into another ethnic or racial category.
Because when we're talking about race, it's also everybody. 1 second, please. When we're talking about race,
Everyone's talking at the same time. Start
to tighten.
So I'm saying that she did do it for like a very long time before she even was quote unquote caught.
Cool. You said she did it.
Sorry, can I just get in here, please?
Wait, stop, Brittany. You need to stop. You can't just chime in. We need to let Triple Dot finish.
No, oh my god, not Brittany. I hate that girl. Okay, but...
You hate a lot of people.
No, because I don't hate Marty. I can have a conversation with Marty and with Pill and, I don't know, Karen, but Britt says a lot of dumb shit, but...
Okay, can we hear what Britt has to say, please? Go ahead, Britt. Go on, Britt.
You don't like me. You've literally seen me once in a live.
Yeah, and you said a lot of dumb shit.
It's alright, let's get over it. Come on, Britt, I want to hear what you got to say, babe. Go.
Oh yeah, see, I love never know to...
Race is a social construct, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, gender and that is a social construct, yes?
Yes, I would say that gender is also...
Look,
so now you're going to tell me it's not okay, but I'm the black
No, for me, like, in my, like, I'm not going to tell you what your opinion is and what you feel. For me, I feel that's not okay. Like, for me to then paint myself black and then say I'm black, that's, like, in my opinion, it's not okay.
Yeah, that's what we're just my opinion. Is what Rachel
said. I would feel like it's incredibly...
That's the perception I was trying to get to with Ellipses. You're saying that because Rachel Dolezal was perceived as black and lied to everybody about being black and accepted into black organizations and things like that, that perception was fine as self-ID, but the section she was found out that she was lying about it all, then she was expelled from those organizations because she is not a black person. So which is it? Can people self-ID into whatever category they want to, or can't they?
Sorry, can I just explain? Can I just explain?
I'm not talking to you, Elijah. I'm talking to Ellipses. If you're going to say self-ID is okay for gender, then self-ID would have to be okay for every other category that you say is socially constructed.
Okay, so yeah, I would say, honestly, I would utilize Rachel Dolezal as an example that, like, yes, I mean, you can move in, like, I guess you can say, like, social constructs, like, you can kind of navigate through them if you, quote-unquote, look the part. Like, that is a part of it. That's why she got away with it for such a long time, because she... Honestly, like, she could have had like a very light-skinned black woman.
I feel like I'm listening to your life story. Really needed to stop. Peel. Britt, please. Peel and Elijah, you're both in the UK.
Tighten.
Yeah? You with me? Okay, so under the Equality Act, I'm reading this. So tell me, because I think I'm going crazy. Right.
Appeal to legality.
I'm joking.
Why are you joking about?
I think
it's appeal to legality.
No. But no, because it defines it, right? It's saying what it is. So race is a protected characteristic, as it should be, that refers to an individual's race, colour, nationality, and ethnic or national origins, right? Colour includes, for example, being black or white.
But these are, but envy. One second, can I respond, please? These are political designations. When we're talking about black people, we're talking about a political designation of a collective shared experiences of people that were trafficked during the transatlantic slave trade from west coast, south coast of Africa in that particular regard, through the Caribbean, through the Americas, and through the UKs and so forth. That's what we designate to be the black race in that particular regard. Predominantly the black race, as well as other people that share those biological ancestries in that particular regard, but there's no biological basis for race.
But then that would mean you would have to say that black people not in America and not had gone through that evil trade process would not be considered black because they do not have any experiences of the ancestors that were brought to America.
Yeah, they don't have
any
chattel slavery.
Well, no, you wouldn't, because if you're going to say that it's based on what people went through and what they have in common socially, and that's what the social construct is, then you can't say that black people that live in America and Western society have any of the same experiences that people on the continent of Africa would have. Your experiences are not going to be the same. So which group is black?
Wait, I think there's even a better question to be asked.
So can you can I ask you this question? Just one quick question, Pil. Can we objectively, so black is a race, yeah?
Yes, it's a race.
No, it's
okay,
not.
See, one said yes, one said
I'm joking.
no.
I'm joking.
Okay, so is black a race?
Black isn't a race.
It's not a race?
No.
Not under Michael's definition, it's not, or Elijah, or whatever.
Titan.
Well, I don't agree because
so
you would then be erasing
at
every black person who wasn't a part, like doesn't have ancestry that's tied to chattel slavery. I do agree with Marty there.
So you would exclude
Look at
people in Sri Lanka. You would exclude people on the continent of Africa. You would exclude people in other parts of Europe that never experienced those things. So would they then be black, or is it just Americans that are black because they went through that social thing? Michael, which is it? Brittany.
Because you mentioned something of like shared experience of like the collective as well, which I find that like that's something that I've personally kind of experienced where it's like where also you could say that race is like socially constructed because like I've gotten coined a lot as like like people see me as like the white boy even though like I'm very like phenotypically black, but like people say like because of the way you act, like the way I just kind of like navigate through the world, but it's like like you're the white boy. So it's kind of like, that's also kind of a way to say how it's like socially constructed and not necessarily like rooted in biology.
But you also need...
Those are social constructs that would surround that demographic of people in whatever society or culture that you're in.
But you also need to remember that at the same time, when you said it yourself, Marty, that when you have a Kenyan friend or South African friend, they identify as being from that country. Race was created by the West. Race is a hierarchical structure. It's a social construct. There is no biological foundation or biological basis for race in that particular regard. It's purely a social construct in that particular regard. And I agree with Pil. Because that is the political designation that's the political designation and classification that was given to me by the Western society. Really and truly. Western society deems me black.
Based on your melanin. Okay. It's based on your biology.
Can I ask?
You're saying that you're black because Western society is saying that you are black because of the melanin in your skin, which they have based it upon a biological factor.
It's not. It has no biological basis.
There is a social aspect.
Wait, can I ask
I'm in the middle of speaking, like. Watch, I'm gonna. Alright, go on, you guys talk. What shall I fucking do? I'm just gonna blast the music every couple words. Because I've been quiet. So why are people talking while I'm talking? I don't get it. Now I fucking forgot what I had to say. Go on, fucking talk. Fucking cocksuckers.
Can I ask what everyone says when they look at me?
You see what I mean when I say this girl's slow?
A beautiful black woman.
No, honestly, what do people say when they look at me?
Maybe East Asian.
Okay. No,
So it can,
Why? That
honestly.
means in your head pill you have some physical thing that you're seeing in your head when you say that.
Wait, but there was a question which I wanted to ask. ... Right. So like, you sound like was making the case that Rachel Dolezal could be the first real case of a transracial person. So like, to me, we can all recognize that blackface exists, right? Blackface is an abhorrent thing which exists within society. So when it comes to these transracial identities, such as Rachel Dolezal, when exactly does it fluctuate or like this becomes distinct from transracial to blackface?
So, like, yeah, I just don't know if, like, transracial in itself, like, is inherently, like, I don't know if there's, like, any